Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Sunday news video. I thought we'd do something a little different today and just go through the articles and see what catches our eye. I do have something in particular that I want to show you all. That way you can better prepare for what's coming in the near future. Instead of relying on the mainstream media for my daily news intake, ladies and gentlemen, I go to three particular sites every day. That's kind of like alternative news and also news that's gathered from several media forms. The first being Zero Hedge here. A lot of people are asked me in the past, why do you always go to Zero Hedge? Well, Zero Hedge really pulls news from different sources and puts it in this one site, which makes it easier for me to navigate through. So I really like Zero Hedge for that fact. I also go to Natural News. The owner is, I believe, Mike Adams. And I also go to SHTF Plan, which is Mr. Snyder's site. So those are usually the three sites that I go to. Every once in a while, I'll go to a mainstream media site just to see what's going on over there. But here on Zero Hedge, we start off with Venezuela arrests Navy SEAL among several foreigners behind alleged Maduro assassination plot. Now, this is all alleged so far, ladies and gentlemen. This is something that's been going on since the beginning of times that government have existed. If you haven't read the book Confessions of an Economic Hitman by John Perkins, take a look at it. It talks about this kind of stuff in a way. And here it says that the best hedge against inflation reaccelerating in 2025. What do you think it is, ladies and gentlemen? And this is what I wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about real quick. What do you think is going to secure your wealth against the inflation that we've had and also that are having, and it's going to accelerate as far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen? Just wait and see. It's going to be the bimetals, gold and silver. And before you take off, let me show you, let me prove to you that gold and silver have kept up with inflation, and that had you saved your money in gold and silver, that you wouldn't be in the position that many retirees are in today. So I pulled out a chart of gold going all the way back to the year 2004. I wanted to make a nice even number, 20 years. I went ahead and flagged down here. If you can take a look down here, you see this yellow line? This represents gold around January of 2004. It was sitting at $394 an ounce. What does that mean to you now that gold is sitting at $2,500 and change an ounce? It means that if you would have taken the money that you earned back then, your excess wealth is what I like to call it, your excess money that you would have just left in a bank or put in some kind of a stock, never knowing if you're going to get your money out, because putting money in stock, in my opinion, is just gambling, unless you follow Jay Bravo, who knows how to day trade or trade really, really well. Anyways, I digress. It means that the money that you had earned back there, the labor that it took you to earn that money back there, had you preserved your purchasing power in gold and or silver, you would have still had that same purchasing power today. You being able to buy the same amount of stuff with the fiat currency that it took you to buy that ounce of gold 20 years ago today. Well, take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Gold just broke an all-time high. I believe it was Thursday or Friday at $2,578, and it's 650% more than it was 20 years ago. Now, do you think that inflation has gone up 650% over the last 20 years? Well, according to the government's numbers, it's gone up a lot less than 650%. So according to the government itself is telling you, hey, gold is a lot more precious than holding dollar bills. Now let's talk about silver really quick. I did the same thing with silver. I went all the way back to January of 2004. Silver was sitting at just under $5, $4.65 an ounce. Bringing it forward all the way to today or yesterday when the markets closed, silver was at $30.72. Ladies and gentlemen, what percentage increase do you think that is? Do you think it's more of a percentage increase than gold or less? It's about the same thing, 650% over the last 20 years. If you take $4.65 and divide it into $30.72, you have about 6.5 times increase in the price since 2004. So as I always say, putting away your excess wealth in gold and silver, it's not for the short term, it's for the long term. And you can see with your own eyes, and I encourage you to do your own research. Take a look back and see that gold and silver have throughout time, or at least gold, all right? Because gold is more of a monetary metal today than silver is. Silver is like a monetary and industrial metal at the same time. But at least gold, it has kept up with inflation, number one, which is the most important thing. And it has also outperformed the Dow Jones over time. So make up your own mind on how you want to preserve your own wealth for the long term. And this brings me really quick to today's sponsor of this video, Genesis Gold Group. I'm not a financial advisor, but the folks at Genesis Gold Group specialize in helping those who want to diversify their excess wealth by converting their fiat currency retirement plans into a plan that is backed by real money. So if you're in a position where you are wondering what you can do in order to diversify or insulate your wealth against what I like to call the inferno of inflation, give Genesis Gold Group a call, and they can provide you with the information that you need in order to make an educated decision. Once again, thank you very much, Genesis Gold Group, for sponsoring this video. Let's get away from Zero Hedge for a minute. I took a look at this article here from Natural News, and it is pretty devastating what's going on, ladies and gentlemen, with our migrant crisis. In other words, with the invasion of the United States borders. Invading Springfield, Ohio. Residents are fleeing due to overwhelming violence. I wonder why, ladies and gentlemen. The corporate media claims that everything is fine in Springfield, just like they did about the apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado, that was invaded by illegal migrant gangs from Venezuela. In Springfield's case, the migrants, which now number 20,000 or more, are from the impoverished Caribbean nation of Haiti. I hope that you're preparing, ladies and gentlemen, in every way possible, the very best way that you can. We are all in different parts of our lives. We live in different parts of the country. So there's not one fix to everyone preparations needs. But do the best that you can, because the best that you can is going to be much better than if you had done nothing. And I guess this doesn't have anything to do with the invasion as well, ladies and gentlemen. But I would have to say that this probably also has a lot to do with the economy. Because whenever the economy falters, crime usually goes up. Murders across New York City's subway system have surged by a shocking 60% so far this year. And they say that the surge in killings is closing in on the 25-year high that was set just in 2022. So we're breaking records now every couple of years or so. Not the good kind of records, though. And another case, ladies and gentlemen, for preserving your wealth in silver, in my opinion, is that in addition to preserving your wealth, silver has been manipulated for so long that you're going to gain wealth just by holding it. Despite emerging challenges, PV silver demand set to hit new highs in 2024. Not sure how many of you know that in the last 5 or so years, we have been at a deficit when you compare how much silver has been mined worldwide to how much silver has actually been used worldwide. If I remember my numbers correctly, I believe that last year it was about 1.2 or so billion ounces of silver that were demanded for the year 2023. And only about 850 million ounces were mined. The rest, or the delta, being made up by scrap silver and people selling their silvers into the market. And here, ladies and gentlemen, goes to show that, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, tariffs and sanctions, they just don't work. Because whatever country you're imposing a tariff on and or sanctioning, they'll just find a way to get around this. So check this out. China has started to build factories across Africa to manufacture electric vehicles. I remember reading something, I didn't report on it, but a while back I read something that said that we're going to put like 100% tariff or something like that on their EVs. Now, I don't care about EVs. I think they make great toys. But the fact of the matter is that instead of them shipping to us from China, they're just going to find somewhere else to build them and ship them to us from there. Automakers under the communist regime are already benefiting from huge subsidies, resulting in dramatic increase in production and allowing China to severely undercut prices of EVs made elsewhere, including in the United States. Well, how can we combat this, AP? How can we fix this? By bringing manufacturing back to the United States. We don't have to impose tariffs. The open market, the free market will decide. You all know how I love solar generators. And by the way, go check out OUPES because they're having a great sale on their brand new Mega 1, and they're giving a great deal, a pre-deal on the Titan 5, which is a monster of a solar generator for when it comes out here. I believe it starts shipping on the 1st of November. But anyways, you know I love solar generators, right? I wish that they made solar generators that were compatible in functionality and in price to those that are made elsewhere. Why? Because I'd rather buy it here. But I've only found one option of a solar generator that is made here in the United States. And ladies and gentlemen, I have a link for it in the description of the video for those of you that want to go take a look at it. And we're going to go ahead and finish it off with this story because if not, this video will be like an hour long or something. Central banks from Saudi Arabia are caught secretly buying 160 tons of gold in Switzerland. Why are they buying all this gold? Why are all these central banks buying gold? Maybe it's because they know what I've already told you, that gold always keeps up with inflation. It always protects your purchasing power, and they need it in order to protect themselves and especially their governments against all of the fiat currency, funny money that they've printed over the last several decades. The system, ladies and gentlemen, is going to come crashing down. The question is are you going to be ready? Now, if you want to get more ready and if you're in the market for the very best freeze-dried food that there is, check out Nutrient Survival. It's the very best that there is, and I challenge you to go find one that is better, that has all of the macros and micronutrients that you need in order to strive. Send me an email, send me a link, and show me which company is better. Well, this weekend they're giving a payday prep sale so that you can save, I believe it's like 15 or 20% off, pretty much a build your own bundle and other things that they have on their site. So go check them out. I always have a discount code for, I think it's 10% off, but they're giving more than 10% off this weekend, so you won't need to use it if you go ahead and hook up with their payday prep. In addition to that, ladies and gentlemen, no matter how much freeze-dried food you have, you need water. You need clean water, safe water to drink. Check out my link to SIMPURE because they offer a great product at a very good price. And for those things that are not heavily discounted as they are right now, go ahead and use my coupon code that always gives you 21% off. I fought for that extra 1% because I wanted a 21% off coupon instead of 20%. And that is SAVE21, but double check in the description of the video. It should be a link there in addition to the coupon code. Other than that, I hope that you all have a great day, a great rest of your weekend. God bless you all. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.